So we can all agree that this is a bad shot, right? But I'm actually interested in the mindset you must have to take a shot like that. Lamelo Ball is probably not the first person most people would point to for young basketball players to try and emulate. And I'm not crazy enough to do some kind of Lamelo film breakdown, but I do think there is an aspect of his game that we can all learn from. Somehow that kid has developed incredible confidence, the kind you don't see in most athletes. He's willing to try anything, and what's even more crazy is he never seems worried about the outcome. He remains unbothered. Again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to shoot one-legged step back threes or throw full court underhand passes, but let's try and dive into how you can build the confidence it takes to step on the court and just become a hooper like Lamelo does. When I was in high school, I would absolutely cook when I was in pickup. I'd take tough shots, make flashy passes, and attack with no hesitation. I wasn't worried about turnovers or missed shots. Then in my actual games, I'd try and play solid. And don't get me wrong, I was a high-level high school player, but I was playing it safe. It wasn't until my senior year, when I really began to trust my instincts, that I started playing closer to how I would in pickup. I started actually hooping, not just playing the game. A normal basketball player develops their skills, makes the correct passes, and manages the game. A hooper, on the other hand, they break the mold. They make high risk, high reward plays, even trying things on the court that other players wouldn't consider. Hoopers don't react to the defense, they manipulate the defense into reacting to them. Here's an example. If you're a point guard, part of your job is to bring the ball up the court. So there are players who can bring the ball from point A to point B and start the play. But then you have these hoopers who are constantly changing direction and pace to keep the defense guessing, trying to beat their defender, draw the help, and set up their teammates. So how do you get there? How do you develop the kind of confidence and aggressiveness it takes to play like this? Let me tell you a quick story. I've been making YouTube videos for a while now, but for the longest time, I was afraid of posting content on TikTok and Instagram. For some reason, I was worried about what people from high school or college or others in my life would think of me. But eventually I realized I don't have to care what those people think. So I made a choice to get out of my comfort zone, and now I'm posting on there regularly. Also, go follow me on those platforms, although who knows about what's happening with TikTok. But anyway, whether you care what people think or not is actually in your control. And the thing about confident players like Lamelo is that they don't care what people think. When you miss a shot, it's natural to think that everybody's focused on it. But in reality, no one's thinking about you. After a few minutes, no one will even remember you just shot the ball. And here's a reality check for you all. Everyone misses shots. Steph Curry, the greatest shooter of all time, has missed over 5,000 threes in his career. Think about that. He's missed over half of his three-point attempts, but the dude never stops shooting. Listen, if you're afraid of missing shots, I really think you might be in the wrong sport. The sooner you can embrace those misses and just move forward, the easier it will be to play with freedom. This carefree confidence that players like Lamelo, Steph, and Caitlin Clark have takes a long time to build. Now, one of the best ways to develop it is by how you train. Reps are incredibly important, whether it's ball handling, finishing, shooting, but your workouts don't have to be all about perfect shooting form and strict drills. Find ways to make your training more fluid and spontaneous. The real magic happens when you play more, but I'm not just talking about games. Play one-on-ones, two-on-twos, three-on-threes, but in unpredictable situations. Switch up the rules, try limiting your dribbles, or change the spots on the court where you play from. Every summer I go to North Carolina to train with one of my old Colgate teammates, Oliver, as well as some other college and pro players. We play tons of different live situations, and every time I get back, I notice my ability to improvise in real games improves. Look at Peyton Pritchard, one of the best examples in the NBA of a flat-out hooper. I played pickup with that guy 2 summers ago in California, and the way he moved on the court blew me away. But basically all he does in the offseason is play countless one-on-ones against high-level players. It doesn't matter who he's playing, where he is on the court, he tries new things and isn't afraid to fail. I'm talking about NBA players because we all know them, but I'm sure when you're watching a high school game, you can distinguish the regular players from the hoopers. And this is the most important point I want to make in this video. A lot of you want to play basketball at the next level. The best way to do that is to stand out from all the other players on the court, and hoopers stand out. They don't need to be wide open to make a layup. They can bounce off the big, spin the ball off the backboard into the net. Or they can post up a guard, turn and pump fake to get the defender in the air and draw a foul. The best hoopers have a combination of high-level skill, creativity, and confidence. So get out of your comfort zone and stop trying to blend in and play it safe like I did in high school. You really might regret that years from now. I know a lot of you are going to respond that you want to play this way, but your coach is holding you back. They rather you play fundamentally and just make the right reads instead of trying to do too much. First of all, for all you coaches out there, hoopers can be winners. A lot of times they make their team better because they create easy offense for everyone, not just themselves. But you might be worried about getting benched if you try something and mess up. Maybe you miss a reverse layup or throw a no-look pass and your teammate fumbles it out of bounds. Well, there are two options here. One is to get so good that your coach has no choice but to play you, even if you make some mistakes along the way. This is what it's called getting a longer leash. The best players normally get the longest leashes because although they make mistakes, they are also essential for their team's success. If you're not there yet, start by becoming a hooper in practice. Yes, your coach might get annoyed if you mess up, but the consequences are much lower in practice. In live situations, you have to have 10 players on the court. It's not like you can get benched. So try things. Over time, you'll get better at hooping and you'll build a reputation as that player. Eventually, you'll just force your way into that role and it will become natural for you and for everyone, including your coaches. At the end of the day, if you're really putting in the work and doing the right things, I believe you will find your way onto the court. So let me know in the comments, are you just a player like I was for the longest time, or are you a hooper? Also, reminder, you can apply today for the Hacking Hoops community, a place where hoopers are coming together to learn and grow. More info in this video's description. And if you want to increase your on-court intelligence, check out this video on a beginner's guide to increasing your basketball IQ. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you all so much, and I will talk to you soon.